We need to enter in their mindset of these new generation of employees and workers. They need to feel that we are authentic. And this is not easy, because a leader needs to be more than just a worker with his team. He cannot only work for profits and results anymore. We need to be humans.
Thank you, Kaya, for inviting me today for a very special interview. I know that my EQ is Teaching and Research Center specialized in the EQ, and EQ become more and more important in our world, especially for business. I myself is the CEO of Viet Solution Group, one of the leading company in the hotel solution provider in Vietnam market. And then I also study, and I also have many questions about EQ and how to apply EQ in our business. And it's my pleasure today to be in the interview and can ask you a lot of questions, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Nam. It's a great joy to share this moment together.
Let us start with a very interesting question that nowadays many employers, they consider like the Gen Z employee, they are not loyal to the organization. They want to change the job in a short time, and they are not easy to manage. But for me, they also very talented, and they can bring a new energy for the organization if we know how to utilize their talent and how to integrate them in the organization. So as the expert in EQ, can you advise us how to integrate the quality of the Gen Z to help the organization, and how we can manage their distortion to not only helping the organization but also helping them to be better?
Nam, you are right at the center of the reason why EQ business is now becoming very essential. It's not a trend. It is a must for a company now to understand these new generations that are completely different, and that they have a total way of seeing the world that has nothing to do as it was for all of us when we were younger, and even for past generations of leaders. They arrive in a world where they were born with video games. They were born with a smartphone from their parents that they were using all the time to Google, to go on the internet. They have an approach that is very multi-dimensional. That's why they are not loyal anymore.
Yep.
Because they go from one subject to another, they zap, they click. So as soon as you don't have their interest, it's like they just think of something else.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of dispersion, and it's not just in the workers, but it's also even more present in the schools, where there's a lot of problems with hyperactivity, with lack of concentration, that can even lead to problems at the mental level. Many governments now have a lot of worries about the orientation of these new generation, because some of them they just decide not to complete their studies.
Yeah.
It's like that. So that's why now in the world of business we start to see them arriving.
Yeah.
And your question is absolutely essential, and you're not the only CEO that is kind of thinking what's going on. I remember very recently I was in another country, and this was the first question also that was coming from another top CEO, explaining what do I do now? My staff is like, and it's very intense, because I have to train, and they don't stay. The level of concentration that they have, we need to enter in their mindset of this new generation of employees and workers. They need to feel that we are authentic. And this is not easy, because a leader needs to be more than just a worker with his team. He cannot only work for profits and results anymore. We need to be humans more than ever, because it's very demanding. And the new children are like this. They want our attention 100%. So they are now arriving in the workforce, and if they don't have the attention, of the company, if they are not important, because they are superstars, all of them. They are on social medias with that numbers of friends. So this is a new world. So when they arrive, they have a background of many likes. They arrive in their mind that they're important with their friends. So they don't have the same level of respect that it used to be. Because it's not like this anymore, like the boss and the employees, and often it's like this. So the employees, they think they are superior. They have superiority complex, lots of ego, because they have built themselves from internet. They come from a source of infinite possibilities. They are universal being before having wisdom. Normally, you need to have experience. You need failures. You need to, to do the work, to do the efforts to feel rich and powerful, and to have this in your pocket and in your bank account. It's a lot of work when we are in business. But for them, they feel already president of the company. And they don't have any money, but they have it on a virtual level. They are like a form of AI, disconnected from the reality. And that is going to create a clash, because the world is a world of consequence. The world is based on results, on financial statement in company. So if you don't bring the results, you crash, or your company is not going anywhere. But another problem, they don't want to be manager. They don't want to be the boss. They want to have the statue, the same car, but they don't want to work the extra hours that is absolutely sometimes necessary when we start a business. When we are a CEO, when we are a top level manager, you don't play golf in the first months of your company. It requires a good 10 years before you can say that, all right, this is working well, I can detach, and then good life. But this is a lot of work, a lot of efforts. So that's why EQ Business is there. That's our mission. That's very, very important, because we understand this new generation very well. We have design programs for companies, for schools, and we have an expertise of almost 30 years now. And this is really very important for companies now, not just to train the top managers. We need also to look for the employees, because we need to reconnect them together. And what is very challenging with these new generation of workers, it is very demanding. The same thing in class, They want, when you look at a student, or when you are a boss and you say thank you, they can scan you like TikTok. And they can know right away if it's a real thank you, or if you're thinking about your next trip to Italy. So if they don't feel this connection, then they flip you, and they just like they reject, and they enter in their own bubbles somehow. So how can we change that? This is where emotional intelligence is important, because they think that the boss doesn't feel the disconnection. We need to teach managers and employees that we have, all of us, the capacity to see beyond the facade and to know if it's a real hello or it's just a fake one. So, and simultaneously, we need to improve ourselves. That's why this is very demanding. This is so demanding that the only business that will reach a very good success in the future will be a family concept. We need to understand that when we are leaders, we are not just there to pump the energy of the worker so we make as much possible profits, we dominate, and we create these forms of distance. That's over. The big boss with the big authority and the fist on the table, you do this, you have half of your board that will give you a notice now. Especially the new generation, the more they climb the steps, they are very independent. And especially in the world of today, because elders, the pyramids is like this in many countries. So you have more elders and more people going in retirement, and the youth is like less somehow. So because we used to have a lot of babies before, and now, so this is very problematic also for many countries. Some countries are really having a tough time because you start to see banners everywhere on companies. We need employees. We need employees everywhere. And some business are having a tough time because the new generation, they don't want to go to McDonald's anymore. They don't want to go to wash the dishes in a restaurant. They want to start there. They don't want to start there. They don't have this philosophy necessary. Of course, there will always be people everywhere, but it's getting problematic for a certain type of work because of, I prefer to be on my smartphone. I prefer to have maybe subsidies from the government or live my parents. I'm the only child, so I can stay and study until 34, 35 years old. And Papa and Mama, they are there. They are continue to pay. And, this is So companies that will adapt will create a new structure of work where we create an environment that is flexible, structured at the same time. So we cannot be too structured and we cannot be too flexible. These are extremes that are not right. If we are too kind, of course, people will abuse of the company.
No discipline.
No discipline. So, but we need to say real yes with our heart and real no without anger. So that's why it's very demanding for the new management, because they need to understand that you don't succeed only with your academics anymore and your diplomas because you have studied in management, you have the degrees to get this job, or you have the technical skills to be, in that position. This is not only that. This is the time where you need to understand that others are important. We need to learn to share leadership. A good leader of today is, okay, I'm the leader when I sign the contract. I am the responsible one. I have no choice. That's my job. But at the same time, I want all of you to be leaders. I want all of you around the table because I know you're smart. You come from the top universities. You know your job. You've been there for a reason. Now, what do? And then you do creative meeting, round table, lots of communication. They just love that because you give them the key of decisions. And at the end, you are the leader, you're the CEO, you make the decision. But if you have smart people and you are wise enough to hire the good ones, those who are really lots of skills and everything, then you will benefit. They will be happy. They will feel universal. You need to make them feel like they are on internet. If you put them in the corner with 2 buttons to push, they have no insecurities. They don't care. They're gonna apply somewhere else. But you need someone to play the 2 buttons. So, diversification. You need to diversify. So, you do this for a few hours, but after that, I train you for something else. You're good in marketing? You come in the marketing department. You're not only doing the same thing like a robot. And that's how we need to understand that people, they are happy when they are in the kitchen, when they are in the living room, when they go to the toilet, when they go to their room, and they go for a walk outside. In a room, we do many things. Not I mean in a house or apartment, we do many things. In a company, we need many space. And the modern companies also are thinking like this. You want to have the design of a good office? Create a home. You have places for office, places for meetings, lounge, where, you know, and they want to come with their skateboard to impress the beautiful secretary, the receptionist. Let them do this. Yeah, but you know, it's like he needs to begin at this hour and this and this. No. While he's doing this and try to impress the secretary, when he is going to become, you know, to start to code or start to write the email, what was taking a long time to do is like this for them.
So motivate them to demonstrate their talent, give them a chance to do the multitask, creating outfit ambient like a house, and treat them like a family member, like a hero in the family. Okay, one good point that I can learn from you.